Hello everyone, this is Tina with Tia's Treasures, and today I have for you the unboxing of the Simon Says 2024 September kit, and let's take a look. I have not been in here yet to see what I have. Look at that, we have a gray pouch, and these things, you can fit so much in there, the entire kit. Let's put that to the side and see what we have in here. Okie doke, we have candy strawberry. Yum. Stamptember's coming. Woot. This will be the first Stamptember that I really have to be frugal. I know I'm gonna probably buy Tim Holtz's stamps, whatever that ends up being, but I'm gonna have to be careful with everything else. So let's see what else we have. We have a glue stick. I use these in the the glue book I've been doing and some of the junk journaling and stuff, so happy to get a glue stick. We have some tags, and I use these as well. So I just bought some Tim Holtz distress tags in the number 8, but I am always happy to have some additional white tags. Happy. I will put that over there. The rose-winged butterfly. For whatever reason, this came out a while ago, and I have it. You know, I don't know when I bought it, but I already had it. I went and I looked, and I'm like, as soon as this card kit came out, and I'm like, that looks familiar. And sure enough, I do have this. So this will have to be a giveaway at some point in the future. And we have some really pretty iridescent clear sequins. Those are just beautiful. And ooh, I've been wanting to play with these. These are clear acetate card bases. I think we get 5 of them. Let me see, what's it say? We get 5. 5. Yes. Oh, 6 acetate cards. Even better. 6 of them to play with. Half a sheet of vellum that I just accidentally pulled out. Wonder why it's only half a sheet. Doesn't matter. I'm happy to have it either way. We have this really pretty embossing folder that I would have loved to have had last month when I was making a wedding shower card. I used something else, obviously, but this is really pretty. This butterfly burst. So, and we have, let's see, card paper. Cardstock, I was going to say. No, paper. Pattern paper. That is so pretty. And that's pretty as well. All these are so pretty. Let's get the birds and the daisies, and I love it. I'm tempted to buy more of this, except I know I just hoard it and don't use it, so no more buying extra paper for me unless I end up going through all this and really want more. I love that too. Oh, so pretty all this is. Let's see, the stamp is CZ design called Chunky Thankful Greetings. So we do have a Chunky Thankful. We have some florals and some sub-sentiments, or ones that can go above the thankful. We are so thankful. I am so thankful, feeling very thankful. Thankful for you, thankful for us. Now we've got like some smaller for your support. Thank you for your kindness during this difficult time. Thank you for your thoughtful gift. For your friendship. Thank you for knowing exactly what I need. And thank you for all your help. So that's pretty cool. And then we have a piece of, I believe this is Tim Holtz metallic cardstock. This is like rose gold. You can sand it, and it has the craft on the back. And then we have a sheet of, let me see if I can get these names. We have a lemon chiffon. It's 100 pound. We have Is this like cotton candy? Yes, that is cotton candy in the 100-pound. And Nina Solar White in the 110-pound cardstock. So these are our papers. This is our kit, and let me think about it for a bit, and I'll come back and make some cards. So let's do that. Okay, so my first card isn't a card at all. It is a tag, and I'm going to be doing some ink smushing with some bubble gum and some carnation ink from Simon Says. These are the positively saturated inks. Now they're two different color families, but they're the lightest one in each. In retrospect, I probably should have just used the bubble gum and the next color up from that instead of the carnation, but I did not. So anyway, I just put a little ink down and a little bit of water and ran my fingers through it. And I am just trying to get a little bit of this texture down. And I'm only really trying on the top half of the tag because I have plans for using some pattern paper on the bottom half. And because ink, ink on ink, if you dry it in between, it layers, but if you just use wet on wet ink, it just tends to smush together. That's why I'm drying it in between my little ink smushing. And now I have got the carnation there. I've used up the bubble gum, and I've used it up with some watercolor paper that I edited out, so you didn't even see me use that. And here I am, just again adding some water to that carnation and running my fingers through it a little bit to try to give some little ink dots there so I can get some more texture on my tag. And I'm just trying to put it in and get some layering with the two different color pinks. And I want them to kind of match with the pattern paper we have off to the side. So I'm just going to dry that up a little bit more. And you're going to see right here, after it's dry, that all of a sudden, by magic, I am adding a little bit of scorched timber from Tim Holtz. Now, the reason that you didn't see me put the scorched timber down was because I put that down, again, for some watercolor cardstock that I'm just using to mop up all of my ink. I just figured I'd make a quick background, but it wasn't really relevant to this video, so I didn't show it. But then when I saw how the scorched timber looked with the pink inks, I decided to put just a little bit in, and it was a last minute thing, so you didn't see me put the scorched timber on my little silicone mat there. But I'm going to show you, this was the little background that I used, the carnation and bubblegum, the little leftover ink. I just sopped it up with that. Now here is where I lost a little bit of recording. I thought I had the camera on and I did not. Luckily, I noticed right away after the only thing I had done was cut my pattern paper and glued it. I cut it as an angle and I glued it down on my tag, and I also took a strip of the rose gold metallic cardstock and I cut a small piece of that I'm going to be gluing on this tag. And so we're just gluing that down, and we're going to trim off the excess. And after we trim off the excess, it is time to put on a sentiment. And voila, from magic of editing, I have already cut those tails off of that, and we're going to put this into my MISTI, and we are going to use the sentiment that says, "Thank you for all your help." And we're going to put that at an angle right along our metallic strip. And I am going to stamp that using some mocha ink. And again, I'm using mocha because we've got a little bit of that scorched timber brown in the top of the tag. And so I figure we might as well use a brown ink. Plus, if you look at the pattern paper at the very bottom, there's a little bit of brown text. So that's why we are using brown ink instead of black. The black ink would have been a little bit too harsh. Now I thought about doing ink embossing here, but I thought it would probably warp my tag. So I decided not to do that and just stamp it down. So I'm putting my tag back in my MISTI because I'm going to do a little bit of silhouette stamping on the bottom of the tag. It's a little plain down there. As lovely as the pattern paper is, we still need something. So I'm going to put like 3 little florals on the bottom, and they're going to be stamped in silhouette. We're going to use that same brown mocha ink that we used for the sentiment. And it's really just going to add something to this tag. Now this kit came with some really pretty pattern paper, and I had a really hard time deciding which pattern paper I wanted to use because I could have made a tag or any card with any of this pattern paper and it would have all turned out really nice. So anyway, I'm having to do a voiceover on this kit because I had music playing in the background as I was making my cards and my tag for this September kit. And YouTube does not like it at all if you have any sort of music in the background because of copyright. So it doesn't even matter that it's very low and can be hard to hear at times. If they pick it up at all, they will spit out your videos and, because they're not copyright compliant. Copyright, is that the word I want? Yeah, copyright instead of trademark. So I had to erase all my audio because usually I am aware of that kind of stuff, but when I was doing this kit, it was pretty late and I was tired and I had just had some music in the background all day while I had worked on different stuff, and it didn't even faze me when I started that, oh no, I still have my music on. So I did the entire video and then I had to come back and erase all the audio and start doing a voiceover. And I don't know, but it can be a little bit tricky sometimes to do a voiceover because you've got to come up with everything you're going to say kind of on the fly. I mean, I could write a script out, but that's taking it a bit far, if you ask me, for something that I'm doing for fun, and hopefully you're having fun watching it too. Anyhow, this entire kit just ended up, the video I should say, not the kit, ended up giving me a little bit of hardship. I had forgot to turn on the camera and I lost a little bit of the footage of this tag, and the next card you're going to see, I didn't get any of the footage on. I just ended up having the card, I realized after I had made the card that I didn't have the recorder going. And so I just figured with that, I'm going to have to just tell you what I did. So with this next card, I used the acetate card base and I cut down the pattern paper to a little bit bigger than, I think it's like almost 4.5 inches, I don't know exactly, about a 1/2 inch extra on the back there so I could glue it to the white card base. And then I just took the ribbon and I just tied it into the acetate card base there. Now you could take a piece of double-sided tape on the very back and you could put that right at the top, and so your card is even more secure inside the acetate. But I just kind of like the way it looked. Gives me a place to write, and it still gives that really pretty acetate card base look that I just love. So anyway, that was my second card. That was pretty quick. Anyway, for this third card here, I've got another piece of the pattern paper. And again, I'm using the pink one. I don't know why. The pink just kind of drew my eye in. I think I like the way the daisies went all down the sides. And I'm cutting that down to an A2, 5.5 by 4.25. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut out that butterfly. And I'm going to cut it out of the rose gold metallic cardstock that came in the kit. And after I am done cutting it out, I noticed that none of the pieces popped out. And at first I was going to poke them all out, but then I decided that I was going to leave them in. I think Tim Holtz had a live where he said, hey, if your pieces don't pop out, consider it a plus or something to that effect. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of like it the way it looks with all the pieces in, so why not just leave them that way? And I just put a bunch of washi tape on the back to make sure my pieces would stay in. And now I'm just trying to figure out where I want my sentiment. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to heat emboss it onto the pattern paper, but I need to figure out where I'm going to heat emboss it. And I decide that I'm going to do it up at the top. And I just love the way that it's going to turn out. And I'm going to use the sentiment, thank you for knowing exactly what I needed. And I'm going to go ahead and use my anti-static tool. I don't always remember to use this, but in this case, I actually did remember for a change, which, you know, considering the luck I've been having with this kit, I am surprised. And I am going to go ahead and use the Simon Says Stamp embossing ink on this. I'm going to get that all centered where I want, and we are going to just ink that up a couple times until I know I have a nice and juicy sentiment there. And I'm going to pull in some fine white detail embossing powder from Simon Says. And as you can tell, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself because that's what happens when you're doing a voiceover. I think sometimes it's easier to talk quicker than you're actually moving. So I hope everybody is having a really, really great September, or Stamptember as it may be. It's already the 8th of September as of this voiceover. Now, when I first opened the kit, I think it might have been the last day of August or the first day of September. And I went ahead and I drew out my cards and I knew exactly what I was going to make. And for whatever reason, I kept getting sidetracked with different other things I was working on. My last video that I put out was a Halloween card, and I did that after I did the unboxing of this kit, and I just kind of forgot that I didn't make these cards. I know that's kind of silly. How can you forget? Well, I was busy doing so much, and after I drew out the cards and knew exactly what I was going to make, it didn't hit me that, hey, yeah, you knew what you know what you're going to do, you just didn't do it. So anyhow, that's my story for today. And I don't know if you notice, I'm like drawing on this card or this pattern paper, love you, but you can't read it hardly because it's such a light paper. So if you manage to get this far with me on this journey, go ahead and please hit the thumbs up. That would help tremendously. If you're a subscriber, thank you. If you're not, I would love to have you. I promise that most of my videos are only half as bad as this one. Anyhow, so yeah, after I got that all embossed, I cut down the paper so it's 4 by 5.5, or by 5 1/4 rather, and I glued that down to my card base, and now I am just putting a bunch of glue on the back of my butterfly here, and you are going to see that I tragically drop it on my card base because it kind of sticks to my hand here when I go to press it down. And I'm like, really? Really? Luckily, the glue is clear, so you don't notice it when it dries, but there is a little bit of a shiny spot right where that wing tip hit in the right-hand side. But I do end up putting a little confetti piece there, and it's not too bad. So I ended up having to look for a piece that popped out. I'm like, what else? What else can happen? But I am going to add like 6 pieces of confetti to this card because that clear iridescent confetti is so pretty. And I'm just pouring it into a little tray that I've got. I've got a couple triangle trays, but I'm not sure where on my desk they are. I have the world's messiest craft desk. You just can't see it because I just show you what's on my little glass mat. And I'm just trying to rearrange my confetti pieces here. And the one is sticking down to where I got a little bit of glue, but it's not going to stick forever, so I got to pull that up. And I've got the three little grouping at the top, and then a grouping of 3 on the left hand side under the lower wing on that side of the card. And I just think that groupings of 3 always go good. You can't go wrong. I'm just going to glue these all down, and we are going to be done with this card then. I had a 4th card that I had drawn out that I was going to make using the embossing folder and the vellum, but after the problems I had with this kit, with me not getting the footage on the acetate card and dropping the butterfly on this card, and just a few other odds and ends, I thought I would just call it a night and finish up while I was ahead. So that is my 3rd and final card, or tag in 2 cards, you could say. I'm going to pick up my mess here and just show you this lovely card. I think this is my favorite for whatever reason. I just really love that butterfly, and with the metallic, it's so pretty. So let me know what you think. Do you like this acetate card, or do you prefer it when the stuff is glued on the top and you can see the acetate even better? Let me know. And anyhow, that's going to be it for now. Let me know what you think. Bye-bye, everyone.